Through the years, we've seen AI softwares really just push the boundaries of machine learning. However, it's starting to get to that point where we are now questioning ourselves whether we've gone too far already. AI art has become a massive debate topic lately, as it's basically stealing. At least that's the stance that most people take. And I will be getting into why they think that in this video. AI art is basically art that is obviously created through an AI software, whether that be on an online application or a localized one using a software to then learn from different reference images to get the final result. Now, a lot of these AI softwares do actually start off with a starting point, a palette, or sort of like a cheat sheet or a mood board. It takes those images, combines them, finds a relative sort of average style, and then mixes it with the image that you've thrown into it. Now, if I took my mood board and all the pictures on my mood board were by Picasso, and then I mix it with a photograph of me that turns me into a Picasso painting, is that the AI's painting? Mine? Or is it Picasso's? This is where we're at. Who owns these images? And is it plagiarism and stealing to be using other people's art as reference? Well, Epic Games, the epic gamers behind Fortnite, have this amazing engine known as Unreal Engine. It powers some of your favorite games out there and has groundbreaking technology inside of it that is going to change the way we look at games and even movies forever. They have a parent website known as artstation.com. That basically allows artists to post and share pieces of work, whether that be 2D or 3D, and it's fantastic. There's a gallery page where you can see everybody's work all compiled at once, just thrown in together as some huge piece of inspiration, and it's fantastic to look at, whether you just want to gaze at art all day, or if you just, want to post your art here as well, or if you're looking for reference for your own creations. And lately, if you go through that, you get greeted with this. It looks like a lot of art at the moment, and as you scroll down, you see a familiar trend. There seems to be AI with a red cross through the middle, and it's no to AI generated images, because those on ArtStation are very upset with the fact that AI art has now absolutely taken over, and some people aren't even tagging it as AI art. They're actually tricking other people into thinking it's their art, like they've spent hours and hours on the art. People are also using art from this website for their machine learning AIs to create art for themselves, for them to then take ownership of it, posting it to ArtStation, and getting all the credit. This is obviously not okay. And this is just the beginning of a whole rabbit hole with this anti-AI art uprising. I'm going to read this thread from Loish. In light of the protests going on against AI art, I wanted to share my take on this issue. I wholeheartedly support the ongoing protests against AI art. Why? Because my artwork is in the datasets used to train these image generators without my consent. I get zero compensation for this, even though these image generators cost money to use and are a commercial product. Musicians are not being treated the same way. Their words, because diffusion models are prone to memorization and overfitting. Releasing a model trained on copyrighted data could potentially result in legal issues. Why is the work of visual artists being treated differently? Many have compared image generators to human artists seeking out inspiration. Those two are not the same. My art is literally being fed into these generators through the datasets and spat back out of a program that has no inherent sense of what is respectful to artists. Until there is an ethically sourced database that compensates artists for the use of their images, I am against AI art. I also think platforms should do everything they can to prevent scraping off their content for these databases. Now, what's strange to me is the fact that, I'm sure a lot of people are under the impression that AI art genuinely used like brush presets and things like that, to get the images that they were producing, but you'd be massively wrong. They are basically learning from datasets made up of other artists' images. For an example, there's a Blender plugin at the moment called Dream Texture, and it sounds fantastic straight out the gate. You can just create a base mesh, something that isn't actually that detailed or defined. In fact, it might not even resemble what you want it to look like yet. With this third-party plugin, you can highlight the entire object you've just made and type in a prompt of what texture you want, and it will texture the image for you. What a lot of people aren't realizing as they promote this third-party plugin, however, is the fact that it uses other artists' images if you go for an art style. So let's say you go for like a Studio Ghibli style, the datasets it's using aren't exactly copyright free. So it started a whole debate, and it's a sad thing because not a lot of people are realizing how serious of an issue this is to artists, let alone how much of a copyright issue this actually is. Another Twitter thread here from Zakuga Mignon Art. 1 out of 6. I create this image for everyone to use wherever they want. AI creates the art you see on the backs of artists being exploited. AI art is currently scraping the web for art and uses it in datasets. No artist gave consent to have their art used. We were not compensated. They are not creating new, they do not work like the human brain, and I am not worried about my job. I am worried about how my art and my peers' art is being used without consent. I am worried about my future work to be continuously stolen. I am worried about the starting artists struggling to see a path forward when AI is making art on the backs of the industry professional. AI art can be ethical. It can use free source art and photography. They exist. AI such as Stable Diffusion, Midjourney are stealing, destroying human creation and joy to create larger companies that will inevitably turn on the ones using it. You will not get a job with AI. No one is going to pay you when the point is to push out the middle man. People supporting AI are blindly walking into it's okay to exploit my workers even further. Hashtag support human artists. Please repost this image any way you find fit. Let's stand together against exploitation. Artists will not stop fighting. Link to the image will be on my page for the download. and that's that. Now, obviously, a lot of you may only be familiar with AI art after the absolute shitstorm of people using that, what's it called? After using the app Lensa, the Lensa app that costs like £3 to £6 to basically get like some AI generated images of yourself after you feed in some selfies, and then it just takes an artist picture and does its magic, so to speak. And it's kind of interesting to me because I've seen a lot of people who are actually against AI art do this, and as soon as they saw themselves look all artsy and they realized they didn't actually have to pay an artist money to paint them, suddenly they're on board. It's a very sad reality that because you get the result that you wanted for cheaper and quicker, you're more likely to go with that option, whether or not it's ethically correct or not. It's a very, very sad thing to see. And honestly, I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that sort of the path we are going down at the moment in society is very much based on vanity. We care so much about our appearance and how other people see us that we need pieces of art of ourselves to survive. We need to see ourselves drawn and painted by AI robots in a heartbeat for us to feel like we mean something. It kind of reminds me of those sort of those lords and ladies that have paintings of themselves with their corgis above their fireplaces, you know, in their manors. You know what I mean? The fact that so many people on Twitter still have their profile pictures as an AI generated piece of shit is mental. They look nothing like you. They literally look like someone took like the liquify tool in Photoshop and just stretched your face out. It's horrible. I don't know why anyone even paid for that. Now, I'm someone who is fascinated by AI art and the things that AI can generate, especially the text GPT thing that you can use at the moment. They can literally write code for you, can write scripts, it can help you rewrite YouTube video titles, which is fantastic for me. It can even write entire essays, but there is always going to be a fine line of copyright, and sadly, like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion are never really going to be on that level of caring about the artist, because for some reason they have this agenda that AI art will just take over, and that's that. And you have to deal with it, which is not fair. I feel like if we're going to advance in life, we need to always find a middle ground, debate, and come to an understanding. We can't just shun somebody else off, even in their own industry, because we feel like we've got the better outcome or the better tool. Now, a situation happened with an artist known as Mango, sberry_mango on Twitter if you'd like to check them out. They posted this tweet that said, not only did they not ask for permission and not credit me, they also called it AI art. Please don't post without credit. The picture you're seeing on screen now is actually their artwork. It's great. It's of the show Wednesday. However, it was re-uploaded to Facebook with the caption AI art, and people were like, wow, how did you do that with AI? It's crazy. Did you just feed it images from Wednesday? That's brilliant. They didn't even remove the watermark. It's literally there on the image. There was a silver lining to this, I suppose. They actually then said, well, the post isn't down, but they changed the caption, so I removed my tweet. Thanks to everybody that helped. And as you can see here, the art is still there, but this time it's Wednesday Beautiful Art, credit sberry_mango, Twitter and Instagram. Because obviously this post on Facebook didn't just reach a few thousand, it reached 100,000 plus people. That's just the people that liked it on Facebook. That's just a case in thousands that you're going to see in the following months as more and more of just idiots do this sort of thing, but also these people who are, you know, building these AIs are going to take advantage of artists that are up and coming and doing really well for themselves. They're coming for you. They're coming for all your income. And it's not fair at all. It's sad because there are some fantastic ways that AI can be used to create such beautiful pieces of art. I recommend checking out Corridor Digital's Spider-Verse video that they did. It was pretty much mostly generated with AI and deepfakes, and it was so fantastic and inspiring because I feel like a lot of people can actually create some beautiful things now, especially fans can create such beautiful like homages to their movies and their shows that they love watching, and that's great. It's just a shame that a lot of this is just wrong. I hope there can be a middle ground. I hope that the comment section can now be used as a way to debate what you think about this. I personally think that AI art can be used to create such fantastic things. This Blender plugin, for example, is fantastic, but I dare post any creations I've made with it because I'm afraid of the fact that it might have actually plagiarized somebody's work. And I really actually do care about plagiarizing other people's work because I have been an artist myself and created art before. What did I just do? Because I have created art myself, I couldn't imagine someone stealing it and then reimbursing it and making loads of money off it, or just basically making other people think that they made it, while I'm sat there reaping absolute zero benefit other than seeing people just steal my art style and steal my entire fucking work. So that would annoy me. That would really upset me. So that's why I can personally understand and relate to a lot of these artists going through this. It's not a nice thing at all that when you're seeing almost no communication from Stable Diffusion and Midjourney. But again, a lot of these AI guys are not really going to care about your feelings. So there's the sad reality. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had to bring attention to this AI situation because not enough people are, and it's such a serious topic that if it doesn't get dealt with and discussed now, we're gonna really fall on the deep end, and that's not gonna look pretty. I'm talking Ajit Pai level of net neutrality shit is on the way if we don't deal with this now. Thanks for watching. I'm trying to hit 20k before the end of the year. Would be a pretty beast Christmas present. It's been a fantastic year. I mean, I've only been uploading a few months on this channel, but there's more months to come. I thank you so much for all the support. I hope you're excited for the new year. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas with your families. If I don't see you before then, I should be live on this very channel. I'll be streaming some video games very soon, and I have a little announcement coming soon, but I hope you'll all support me on that as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a fantastic holiday period.